Tan from the inside out. The dangerous lengths people will go for a golden glow. Tanning injections.
I could have either ended up having to be on a drip or I could have possibly died.
Nasal sprays.
These products can make you so ill.
And now edible tanning drops.
I have been using drops in order to boost my tan so I can get insanely dark.
Promoted to millions online with no medical support. What's actually in them?
These are my doctor's notes.
Amy bought a tanning injection from a woman on Snapchat.
I got very obsessed wanting to become a nice colour.
She ended up in agony, in hospital with 5 abscesses.
One actually burst inside my cervix, so it could have caused me to have my womb removed as well. It could have turned into sepsis, and it could have, the worst scenario, I could have died. It is quite painful. It's very sore, very hard, but...
It's thought Amy's illness was caused by an infection, most likely from the needle she bought online and administered at home without medical checks or advice.
So it's kind of knocked my self-confidence as well a little bit. I'm getting a bit, sorry. Obviously I'm going to have 2 big scars across my belly, so it's a bit, yeah, it's not been a very good couple of weeks.
We told Snapchat Amy's story. A spokesperson told us they have 0 tolerance for the illegal promotion and sale of tanning injections. Ed Robinson's an aesthetics doctor. He's seeing more patients with tan-related complications. He's particularly worried about these tanning products being sold online.
I'm seeing behaviours like sunbed use increasing. I'm seeing a rise in the use of medications, either as injectables, as nasal sprays, and now even as oral supplements, which is really, really concerning. You really don't know what's in these, and the damage people can do to themselves is really quite severe.
The oral supplements Ed's talking about are the latest beauty trend to take over TikTok and Instagram. They're better known as tanning drops. Often sold in pretty pastel packaging and increasingly popular among young women and girls. So there are concerns about what these oral tanning drops actually contain. In order to find out, we bought a selection that are widely available from different online shops. One of them, which we bought from TikTok Shop, actually came with a nasal spray. We'll tell you more about that later. We took them to a lab at Sunderland University to find out what's actually in these popular products. So, should we test them?
Yeah.
Stephen Charles has found an ingredient he's particularly worried about.
So we'll take a little bit of our product that you've supplied, and when we look into what that peak could be, we've got a positive ID for melanotan.
Wow.
So that's our drug molecule which is unregulated.
Okay.
The presence of that is something that indicates that that's a problematic product.
He's concerned about melanotan too. It's sometimes known as the Barbie drug. It's a synthetic hormone and it stimulates the production of melanin, which darkens skin. But it's illegal when used as a medicine and can be very dangerous. Not all of the samples Stephen tested have this dangerous hormone in, but even those that don't can be risky. Even the products that don't have melanotan 2 in them, that look far more legitimate, they can't necessarily be trusted either. Take these 2. They have completely different ingredients lists on the bottle, but actually the test results show that inside it's the exact same thing. So the real problem here is that consumers just don't know what they're taking. These products rarely come with dosage guidance, so people don't know what they're taking or how much to take. One woman told me she developed fatty liver after using an oral tanning product she saw promoted all over social media. And as for those containing melanotan 2, the risk is even higher. Because this hormone is unlicensed, there's very little known about its side effects. But there could be a link to the skin cancer melanoma, according to Dr. Ed Robinson.
Now, there are case reports of patients who have used melanotan 2 and then developed melanoma in slightly unusual places at a very young age. So while you can't make a direct causal link, there's a case of a 22-year-old who developed it in her maxilla, basically, so by her nose after using nasal sprays. So it seems to me it'd be very, very unlikely she would have developed that any other way.
Despite the dangers of melanotan 2, we found it in 3 of the products that we bought that were widely available online. And that includes the nasal spray. And remember, we bought this from TikTok Shop. Nasal tanning sprays are another popular way people are trying to tan from the inside.
That's when I won. It's gonna make me raw.
Jen had just won Miss Great Britain when she was asked to promote them on her social media.
It made me feel really good about myself that someone wanted me to promote their products, and I think that sort of blindsided me, whereas I didn't look into what was in this product.
She'd never heard of nasal tanning sprays, but she gave them a go anyway. Her life changed forever after just one use.
I felt really sick. My face felt like it was on fire. I was so red. I felt so nauseous and dizzy, and it was terrifying. It made me feel so ill so quickly after I'd taken it, and I just never want to feel like that again. It was absolutely awful.
Jen also developed permanent pigmentation on her face. Her career as a model was over.
Obviously, being Miss Great Britain, I did a lot of modelling, I did a lot of different promotions and things, and I really lost my confidence when I had this pigmentation right on my forehead.
Now she wants to spread the word. Don't believe everything you see online.
If I hadn't have got ill off these products, I'd have been promoting them left, right and centre, but potentially they could have caused someone some serious damage, and that's really worrying.
Jen never promoted nasal tanners, but lots of other influencers have. That's a worry for trading standards.
I mean, I can't believe the vast amount of products that you've managed to easily and readily buy online.
Kerry Nicol researches the safe sale of beauty products online. She says the problem is melanotan 2 is only illegal in medicines, but nasal sprays are cosmetics and drops are considered food, meaning they fall into a legal grey zone.
As a result of what you've brought to us today and your findings and the products that you've managed to buy online, we're going to call on the government to actually look at this as a cross-government an initiative. They need to look at this and see, work together to look at the products and how they're administered in different forms, so that we can actually look at the risks and the harms, and then we can protect the public from these harms.
Until the law catches up, people will be left unsure what's in these products or what's safe.
I got very obsessed wanting to become a nice colour, and I should have just stuck with fake tan.
Would you ever use anything like this ever again?
Never again. Never, ever, ever again. Never.
When we told TikTok we bought a nasal spray from TikTok shop, they told us the content had already been removed as part of their normal checks, and that the promotion and sale of controlled substances like melanotan 2 is not allowed on the platform. Meta, which owns Instagram, told us it restricts content that mentions cosmetic products, procedures or surgeries.